Hello, hello. What is up, everybody? This is Noah with Unscripted Commentaries, and today we have another audience submission question. So we'll just hop right into it. Question we have here is, how do you get on with getting stuff done? It's easy to lie in bed and daydream about all the wonderful things we'd like to try and the things we want to get done. But getting up out of bed and getting those things done is often extremely challenging. Personally, I don't feel extremely qualified to comment, as this is something I continually struggle with. It's not uncommon for me to, get stuck on YouTube, or the shorts content is very addicting, and it's just not that good. Like, most of it is just not helpful or generative at all, and it's easy to kind of get sucked in and just keep scrolling. And so I relate to this a lot. So after thinking about this all week and, doing my best like I do every week to try to get out of it, I have a few things I was thinking about in response. One of them is, it's very helpful for me, in my experience, to have something that I know I need to do. And filling out a schedule makes it so that's much easier. For example, on Tuesdays, I have a group that gets together, and I lead the group. I set things up, and with the help of my wife. But I am responsible for this group. If I am not there, it's not going to happen. And that's very good motivation for me to move. Whatever I'm doing, no matter what, I stop and I make my way over to doing that thing. And so having those things built into your schedule are helpful. Sometimes that means setting a deadline. So you mentioned, Raccoon, that you have these things that you'd like to do, these cool things that you're looking forward to. Set a deadline, set a goal. There's such thing as procrastinating and all of that. But, in the end, if you have a goal and you're going to stick to it, then you're going to kind of move forward and go through with it. I would also say that for the most part, you want to have things that you look forward to get out of bed. It's kind of hard to pull yourself out of bed to do something that you don't want to do. And maybe that just means, like, when you're doing something you don't want to do, like having a reward on the other end of it, that who said this? Someone was talking about that there's a certain aspect of making deals with your devils. That often when you try to get rid of all the bad habits you have in your life, it all comes back and stronger than ever. And so sometimes you do have to just make a deal and, make that incremental improvement. So, for example, if you're trying to get out of bed, well, maybe you just give yourself permission. You already are, staying in bed. Give yourself permission. You know what? I have this time that I'm going to spend doing this. But as soon as that timer is done, I'm giving myself 2 hours. I'm doing something else. Someone else that's been very helpful for kind of my thoughts on this and trying to work through it is James Clear, who wrote Atomic Habits. He has a few pieces. His book is very practical on how to develop habits, how to get rid of bad habits, and or I guess unwanted habits. And that's kind of the core of that book is it's very useful for developing and removing habits. But it doesn't give you a lot of clarity on, what habits should I incorporate. But, if you're seeking to have some sort of behavioral change in yourself, that's another way of doing it. And, part of this comes back to, all of this is super practical, right? Do this, do that. But the problem is, in the end, it's hard, and it's going to be hard, and it's not going to be easy. Like, some of these things might just make it doable, but in the end, it's going to be a push, and it's going to be a struggle, and it's going to be steps. I know I have suffered from, a minor level of perfectionism in the past, and I get frustrated because I see the way I want to be, and then I fall short. And then I feel like, well, what was the point, But the problem is you've got to be able to say, I'm getting better, or I'm making a step, or at least I'm thinking about this, right? And, if that just means 2 minutes less sitting in bed, 1 extra shower, or going on, a 5-minute walk, or at least like exiting out your front door, that's important. And that's something to be, praised, and something that should be continued, like developing that momentum. And once you have the momentum going, it can be pretty easy to keep it up, right? But it's that initial push that can be really difficult. The difference between the initial like passion and the habit tradition kind of moving forward, that area right there is very critical. So if you can keep consistency there, I think you've got it. But I hope that was helpful. I hope that, I could provide at least somewhat of an answer, yet I have not solved this myself. I mean, I've been meaning to record this response for a few days now, and it's just been, it has been busy, but it's also been, I've been sitting around not doing anything. And I was like, oh, well, how can I even give an answer if I can't even get out of bed to give it to? So those are my thoughts, and those are actually the steps I'm going to be taking in the coming future. And I'm going to work on it too. And I hope it works out. Thank you all for listening. If any of you have a question that you want to submit, or a topic you would like me to talk about, there is a form in the description. And I'd love to hear from you all and see what you have to think. Also, if you have any other comments about this, like leave them in the comments section, and I'd love to hear them and continue this conversation. Well, I hope you all have an amazing day, and have a good one.